What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. Yesterday, once again, pretty good day yesterday. We didn't have any like massive 8Xs or 9Xs, but we did set ourselves up really well for Thursday night football, for actually Thursday over here, ECU and Tulane, and then actually for Saturday with one of my favorite pairs of all of college football, which is the Texas Tech guys, the Texas Tech quarterback, the Texas Tech running back, receivers, whatever they are. Texas Tech throws the ball like absolute madmen, so I'm very happy to have a setup going into Saturday already for that game. But I will say, we did take this on Taco Tuesday for Saquon Barkley over, and did go ahead and hit for us, and this would be a nice 5X for us if we do go ahead and cash this, and Saquon Barkley does do his thing and get 70 plus yards in this game, which I think he should be able to do as long as he's healthy. I know he's like limited in practice, so I really hope they do not DMP this play if Barkley does not play. Well, they will DMP it if he doesn't play, but I really hope he does play, obviously, for that reason. If you guys don't know, I do correlation, and this is a prime example of correlation. This game actually goes into overtime, so you don't have to know much about Counter-Strike to just understand that if a game goes into overtime, there's going to be more stuff happening. There's going to be more rounds, more kills. Think about overtime in football, right? The more overtime there is, the more time there is on the clock, the more stats that everyone's going to get. They're going to get more yards, more touchdowns, whatever it is, and it's the same thing in Counter-Strike. Obviously, it's a different game. It's a video game, but overtime rules still apply, right? If a game goes very long, you can see these guys absolutely crush their over, right? This guy got 52 kills because this game was so long. I will say they actually cashed their line already just in regular time, but going into overtime, even added kills to them more and more, and easily cashed their overs here. League of Legends, I actually haven't talked too much about in the past week. I mentioned that they are preparing for like a Worlds tournament, and they just started some prelim matches like 2 days ago or a day ago. So we have been betting a little bit on League of Legends, and you guys will see League of Legends, again, very correlated together, right? It doesn't matter if it's football, it doesn't matter if it's video games, whatever it is. If you can find correlation in these different games, that's going to make you very successful long term, and that is how we pair up these duos and four-mans into duos very often. So you'll see this is a prime example of a correlated entry that will run all the time. I took League of Legends overs. These guys actually go 1-1, and they were not favored to they were pretty much favored to not win one game, but they do go ahead and win one game. So this guy goes way over his line, and then these guys go way over his line because they do win this game. And then again, I don't really have to explain too much. If a quarterback throws a lot, then everyone is going to benefit from that on his team. The running back's going to get catches for receiving yards, the receivers are going to get receiving yards, and it's exactly what I talked about yesterday with this play right here. Vlad for the Taco with Vlad Jr. Took him over. He gets 6. That's nice to see there for Taco Tuesday. And I took Hauser over, ONYX Smith over. This little pair right here I still really like a lot. And I will have a couple of plays in today's video that you guys can maybe pair it up with. So if you're looking for a play, I'll pretty much get into that. But this is still a really good combination to take. I really like the Eastern Carolina guys to go over. They're actually kind of like a mini Tech. They're like a mini Texas Tech or like a mini Baylor, where they throw like crazy. They play like a Big 12 team is what I'm trying to say. Here's Taco Tuesday right here. We do go ahead and hit this with Barrel. This team actually goes 0-2, okay? So I was thinking that they'd probably go 1-1, and I think the under would still hit here, but they do not win one game. So if you don't win a game, you're not going to get many stats in League of Legends. That's just how League of Legends works. League of Legends is really big on if your team wins, you're going to get a lot of kills, a lot of assists. If your team loses, you're not going to get that, and that is exactly why this guy got 11. So that is why the correlation works, because I can take two players on the same team. You guys will see here, this is another form of correlation that hit in League of Legends here. I took two players on the same team to go over, just like I did up here, and it does actually hit together. Once again, this guy gets 37 assists. This guy gets 30 kills, okay, when their line was 13.5. So these guys crush their overs because they go ahead and have really good games that they played. And again, if you have a good game, everyone is going to do well, right? It's kind of like a rising tide raises all boats type thing in League of Legends. If you have a winning game, if your team's winning, then you're going to get a ton of stats, and everyone's going to get kills, assists, all that good stuff. And if you have a losing game, just like Barrel did right here, down here at the bottom right, then everyone is going to go under most likely, which is exactly what happened here. Unfortunately, yesterday though, we did pair it up with Counter-Strike, and we did take unders in these games here, and you'll see this guy does go under. This guy unfortunately does go way over his line, which is unfortunate. Another 3 out of 4 added to the docket here, but it is what it is. Just, briefly showing you guys yesterday, this was an 8x that we cashed, again, with very similar concepts. I take League of Legends, I took the overs. These guys go over together because they ended up winning the games, just like I talked about today. And then you'll see here in Counter-Strike, I actually took the unders, and the unders were actually successful this time. And same thing here with football, with whatever you want to say, right? Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter, for example. And again, that's going to be a very similar concept than these tech guys right here that I'm talking about, right? So football's football. It doesn't matter if it's college, it doesn't matter if it's NFL, it doesn't matter if it's high school. Obviously, we're not going to bet on high school football, but if a high school quarterback gets 500 yards, then his receiver is going to get 100 yards, 200 yards, something like that, right? Because football is football. That's how football works, guys. I do want to say, if you really like that, if you like those examples, if you like what I'm talking about, this literally what we do every single day in the VIP. About 10 times a day, I take entries like that, and those entries will be sent straight to your phone via text message. So it takes probably 5 to 10 seconds every single play I send out to tail them. It's extremely fast to tail my plays. It goes straight to your phone via an automated message. And yeah, it's as simple as that. You click a link, it takes you to PrizePicks, you tail the entry, and you move on with your day. I do all the hard work and heavy lifting for you. Very profitable plays over a long period of time. All you have to do to get multiple months free on my VIP, you can actually get 2 months free on my VIP, is just sign up for REBET or sign up for one of these apps I'm going to talk about today. I do have affiliate codes with these apps, so it helps me out. It'll also help you out because you'll actually need REBET and ONYX odds, which I'll talk about today, because I do send a couple of like money lines and stuff throughout the week too. But REBET, really, really great to work with. And the thing I love about REBET is you can bet on spreads and money lines in states like Texas, in states like Florida. I know Florida you can with like Hard Rock Book, but you can also on REBET. California, you can bet spreads, money line. So I know a lot of these traditional states that don't have FanDuel, DraftKings, all these type of books don't have that type of stuff. But on REBET, you can actually do that. And it is legal in most states, like I said. And all you have to do is text me the word REBET to my number, and I'll send you those instructions. The play of the day, I actually had this play yesterday also. Same play here. So if you already take it, don't retake it. But this is the play, and I'll probably have another play tomorrow. But it's San Diego State to go San Diego State by 7.5. So San Diego State minus 7.5 is the play of the week right now. And again, tomorrow I'll probably have some more entries for you guys on REBET. Okay, so I've been loving REBET. Get REBET, guys. Text me the word REBET. If you already have REBET, then you guys can actually sign up for ONYX odds. I will say, unfortunately, with ONYX odds, they did take away the $100 free pick thing. So it's actually just a $100 deposit match. I've been talking to them. I've been trying to get them the $100 back. But as I said, pretty much all of September, I don't know how long it's going to last. So you guys who did sign up for ONYX odds got a free $100, right? So again, when I talk about some of these discounts, some of these apps, what they're doing as far as promotions and stuff, I never know how long they're going to last. I don't know if they're going to last forever. I don't know if they're going to last for the weekend. I don't know if they're going to last a month. And it seems like ONYX odds stopped that in September. Again, I'm talking to the guys at ONYX, and I'm like, hey, bring that $100 back, because I know a lot of people obviously like a free $100. Who doesn't like a free $100? As I said, all September. So again, ONYX odds, it's actually just a $100. If you deposit $100, you'll get a free $100. So that's still really, really nice. You'll get a 100% deposit match. And you guys can also sign up for apps like Chalkboard, which I forgot to, actually, there's probably a discount 6-pack today on Chalkboard, but Chalkboard's another app you can sign up for. Better's another app you can sign up for. Novig's another app to sign up for, okay? So just text me these corresponding apps, and I'll give you either 1 to 2 months free. REBET will be 2 months. All the other apps will be 1 month free of the VIP. So super simple to do so. It should take you just like 5 minutes. Again, first pick of the day is right here at the Aztecs, and then second pick of the day on PrizePicks here. Gonna run a very similar concept to what we did yesterday with those Eastern Carolina guys, and we're going to take the UTEP guys this time, and we're going to take their unders, okay? But I do want to talk about this Michael Carter line, because I actually already took this on the VIP. This is my favorite pick of the day right now as a single line. I don't do that many single entries. I do a lot of pairs and do a lot of duos, as I just said, but Michael Carter, really, really good entry, and to get a 5x for this with correlation is really, really nice to see. So why do I like Michael Carter so much to go under rush plus receiving yards? So pretty much any time touchdown is what it is. Why do I like his under so much? Well, let me explain why, guys. Is because if you look at his odds right now, and I'll go ahead and refresh this just so we know we have the most recent odds. And again, don't mind the website or anything. I don't really use this website too much. It's just to show you guys, the odds of these different sports books, right? So if you look at his anytime touchdown score, which is exactly what we're betting on, we're betting him under, right? So this is actually for him to score a touchdown. He would be minus 190 on Bet365. On DraftKings, he is plus 185. So plus 190, plus plus 185 on DraftKings, which DraftKings is probably, I would say DraftKings and FanDuel are probably the most accurate books when it comes to player props because they have so much volume. So many people bet on these books. They're super popular. Okay. If you go to Caesar Sportsbooks, he's plus 155, so a little bit lower, but still positive money, as you would say, in betting. And then the only thing you can say here is Hard Rock, which Hard Rock has him even for some reason, which doesn't really make sense because all these other books, and especially DraftKings is who I trust the most, you'll see these other books have them between 155 to like 190. Okay, so what that means, if you don't know how betting odds works, is if you're positive money, that means there's actually a lower percent chance of it hitting. If it's minus odds, that means it's a higher percent chance of hitting, but you're not going to get paid out as much. Okay, so for example, Eagles versus Giants. Eagles are probably negative. They are negative money line, so they're probably like minus 300 favorites or something like that. So if you put $100 on the Eagles, you might only get paid out like $40 or $30. Okay, but that's how betting works. So if you see here, the American money line, which is what these odds are, if I put plus 185 on this calculator, right? And all this is just an odds converter. It's just showing you the probability. You'll see plus 185 has a 35% chance of hitting. Okay, so a 35, pretty much what this is saying is DraftKings Sportsbook and, what was the other sportsbook here? Bet365. These sportsbooks think that Michael Carter has a 35% chance of scoring a touchdown in the game on Sunday. So what does that mean? That means he has a 65% chance. If you take the inverse of that, that means he has a 65 chance of not scoring a touchdown. Okay, so these sports books who are very, very smart in sports betting, you have to realize these sports books know what they are doing, guys. That is why they make so much money. That's why 99% of sports bettors lose, or whatever the statistic is. So these sports books are saying, they are showing you with these odds that there is a 35% chance that he does end up scoring a touchdown, and there's a 65% chance that he does not end up scoring a touchdown. So obviously we're going to take the side of that 65% of the time that these sports books are saying that he's not going to score a touchdown. Now, does that mean that he could score a touchdown? Of course he could, right? He's a starting running back, or gonna get probably like 10 to 12 carries in this game. And again, there's a 35% chance that he does score a touchdown in comparison to what these books are saying, right? And again, I know that that other running back fumbled on the goal line. I know that Arizona just lost to the Titans, so maybe they're going to come in with a little bit more like energy this game and stuff. I know all that stuff, guys. The sports books take all of that into consideration. They take everything into consideration, right? They're very, very smart stuff. But again, in my research and what I just see on these sports books, again, he has a 65% chance of hitting, which is about as good as you're going to get on PrizePicks. Okay, to get a fair value money line here to go over under a prop and to get 65% of the time is about as good as you can possibly do on PrizePicks when something like a very reputable book like DraftKings has it there. Okay, so that is going to be my favorite pick of the day for that reason. Now, for that reason also, I do think that this line is not going to be up very long. I think it might be up for just a couple of hours, if that. And for that reason, I also have another pick for you guys, which is Jalen Hurts to go over rushing plus receiving touchdown. So over anytime touchdown, which is pretty much just him getting a tush push or a run in really on the Eagles here. And again, this is another play that I like. So if Michael Carter does get taken off the board, just go ahead and sub in Jalen Hurts for this play here. And again, I like it for very, very similar reasons, obviously. And if you actually want two picks today, you can take the ECU guys and you can pair it up with Jalen Hurts, right? So you can play it as a 3-man if you did not get this play yesterday, okay? So trying to give you guys a lot of value, trying to show you guys how I think about betting, right? It's not really about emotions. It's not about, who's going to start, who's going to do bad, did the coach, not like the guy because he fumbled on the 1-yard line or whatever it is. It's more about comparing lines, comparing odds, and using these brilliant sports books against each other, because at the end of the day, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, all these books, they're going to have better models and they're going to win. They know what they're doing is what I want to say, okay? Now, I just spent a lot of time on Michael Carter and taking his under, and that's why I'm taking his under there. And again, we're going to pair that up with the UTEP guys, and we're going to take them under together. Because it is very, very correlated together. So just as I talked about at length at the beginning of this video, you have a quarterback, you have the quarterback on this team, obviously UTEP, and then you have the receiver on this team of UTEP, and I'm taking them under together. So if Malachi Nelson, let's say he only throws for 50 yards in this game, so his line would be about here in the first half, by the way. This is first half betting, so college football 1H is what you need to look for on PrizePicks, and let's say he only throws for 50 yards in the first half, all right? So 50 yards, that means that he he has like 4 or 5 receivers that he throws to plus a tight end. That means that Eric Willis is probably likely maybe only to get like 10 yards or something like that. If this guy gets half of his line, this guy's probably going to get half of his line as well. Now, if Malachi Nelson has one of the best halves ever of his career, and let's just say he throws for like 250 yards or something crazy like that, then yes, if he throws for 250 yards, then this guy's probably going to get like 60 yards or something, because they're having an insane game passing. But again, that is what I'm not saying. I'm saying they're not going to do that. Liberty is actually like the 17th best team in passing defense in the NCAA right now. They are just behind BYU, who BYU is a historically really, really good defense, at least the past 5 years, and they're doing very well this year on defense too. So if you're in company with BYU, you are doing something right. And I know 17 sounds like a lot. You have 17 teams above you, but think about that. 17 teams is not that much in college football, because there's like 150 teams or something like that. So this is the play of the day. I feel like I talked about that way too long, but again, I'm taking Michael Carter under, I'm taking Malachi Nelson under, and I'm taking Eric Willis under. Again, make sure that it is first half, because that is how you get the best payout, is to take the first half lines, okay? So take that on REBET. Again, if you don't have REBET, it is most likely illegal in your state. You can sign up for it, get 2 months free of the VIP. Again, all this research that I do is what I do on a daily basis, and I'll send these out. I'm about to send these plays out to the VIP, and my VIP members are going to tail these entries, and it'll take them like 5 to 10 seconds. Once they do that, they'll have a profitable play locked in that has a really solid chance of hitting in comparison to how much you're getting paid out on PrizePicks, right? Which is what it's all about, and it's all about making money over time, okay? So if any of that made sense to you guys, you're a prime candidate for the VIP, and I want you guys in the VIP so you guys can make money through October, through November, through December, which are the best times to sports bet because of the amount of correlation in NFL, in League of Legends, and in Counter-Strike, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.